tapestry of power introducing the English monarchy. The English monarchy, a lineage woven into the very fabric of England's identity. From legend to modern day, the crown endures, a symbol of continuity and power. Kings and queens have shaped England's destiny, their stories etched in history. To understand England, one must understand its monarchy, a tapestry of conquest, ambition, love and tragedy. The Norman Conquest in 1066 redrew English power, central to the nation's narrative. William the Conqueror's victory at Hastings ushered in Norman rule. This began a complex relationship between the monarchy and the English people. The monarchy's story is marked by stability and upheaval. Wars, revolutions, and societal shifts have shaped its evolution. A story of power struggles, alliances, and political maneuvering. Amidst turmoil, the monarchy endures, adapting to changing times, a symbol of national unity and a focal point for patriotism. The story of the English monarchy is the story of England itself. Echoes of the past, the monarchy's enduring legacy. The legacy of the English monarchy is etched into the landscape, laws, and culture of England. Majestic castles and palaces stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era. The Tower of London, Windsor Castle, Hampton Court Palace, these iconic structures whisper tales of kings and queens. The monarchy's influence is seen in the fabric of English society. The legal system reflects the monarchy's role in shaping the nation's judicial framework. The Church of England remains a powerful symbol of the monarchy's impact on religious life. The English language itself bears the mark of the monarchy. Words and phrases coined during different reigns are woven into everyday speech. The arts have been profoundly shaped by royal patronage. The monarchy's legacy extends beyond England's borders. Through exploration and colonization, the English monarchy has left its mark on the world stage. From conquest to coronation, a glimpse into England's royal saga. The English monarchy is a sweeping saga, spanning centuries and diverse characters. From William the Conqueror to Elizabeth I, each monarch left a unique mark, from Charles I's execution to Queen Victoria's steadfastness. Our journey spans from the Norman Conquest to the present day. Witness the rise of the Tudors and the golden age of Elizabeth I. Explore the Stuarts' reign, marked by conflict and the Commonwealth's establishment. Uncover the human stories behind the crown's loves, losses, and triumphs. Join us on a captivating journey through the English monarchy's story. Norman ascendancy, William the Conqueror, and the shaping of England. The year 1066 marked a seismic shift in English history. William's victory at the Battle of Hastings changed England forever. William, known as the Conqueror, consolidated his power swiftly. He implemented feudalism, creating a new ruling class. The Domesday Book was a testament to his administrative acumen. Rebellions flared up, but William crushed dissent efficiently. He established castles as symbols of Norman dominance. Norman influence brought new ideas and architectural styles. The monarchy emerged powerful, its legacy intertwined with England's destiny. The Plantagenet dynasty produced some of England's most iconic monarchs. Henry II ascended to the throne in 1154, inheriting a vast empire from Scotland to the Pyrenees. He established common law, laying the foundation for the English legal system. His conflict with Thomas Becket ended in Becket's murder. Henry's sons, Richard I and John, became legends. John's reign led to the Magna Carta, limiting royal power. The Plantagenet era was marked by expansion, strife, and lasting change. The 14th and 15th centuries were a period of profound upheaval for England, marked by devastating wars and bitter dynastic struggles. The 100 Years' War with France drained England's resources and tested the monarchy's strength. Edward III's victories at Crécy and Poitiers cemented his reputation as a skilled military commander. Richard II's reign ended in his deposition by Henry Bolingbroke, who became Henry IV. The Wars of the Roses erupted in 1455, tearing England apart for decades. The rivalry between the Red Rose of Lancaster and the White Rose of York symbolized the bloody struggle for supremacy. The conflict paved the way for the rise of the Tudors, ushering in a new era in English history. No figure from the Wars of the Roses is more shrouded in controversy than Richard III. His brief reign has been the subject of intense historical debate, tarnished by accusations of treachery and murder. Richard seized power from his young nephew Edward V, usurping the throne. The fate of Edward and his brother, confined to the Tower, remains a mystery. Richard's death at the Battle of Bosworth Field marked the end of the Yorkist dynasty. Section 5. The Dawn of the Tudors, setting the stage for a new era. The Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485 marked a turning point in English history. Henry Tudor defeated Richard III, ending the Wars of the Roses and establishing the Tudor dynasty. Henry's victory ushered in a new era of stability and prosperity for England. He married Elizabeth of York, uniting the warring houses of Lancaster and York. The Tudor era would prove to be one of the most transformative periods in English history. The dawn of the Tudor dynasty promised a new era for England. Section 1. Henry VII, the architect of the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII, the first Tudor king, inherited a kingdom ravaged by civil war. The Wars of the Roses had left England depleted and divided. Henry, a shrewd ruler, rebuilt his realm, consolidating royal power and restoring order. He secured the Tudor claim to the throne, crushing rebellions and eliminating rivals. Henry implemented economic reforms, replenishing the royal coffers and fostering trade. He forged strategic alliances with powerful European states. Henry's reign was crucial in English history, ending civil strife and laying the foundation for future prosperity. His son, Henry VIII, would inherit a transformed kingdom. Section 2. Henry VIII, Reformation and Revolution. Henry VIII, the second Tudor monarch, ascended to the throne in 1509. His reign is synonymous with religious upheaval, political intrigue, and his 6 wives. Henry's break with the Roman Catholic Church was sparked by his desire to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon. When the Pope refused, Henry declared himself supreme head of the Church of England. Monasteries were dissolved and new religious doctrines were introduced. The English Reformation reshaped the religious landscape, sparking decades of conflict. It strengthened the power of the crown, establishing the monarch as the ultimate authority. The turbulent reigns, Edward VI, Mary I, and the religious seesaw. Henry VIII's death in 1547 ushered in a period of religious turmoil. His son, Edward VI, ascended to the throne at the age of 9. Edward's reign saw the further consolidation of Protestant reforms. However, Edward's reign was cut short by his death in 1553. Mary, Henry VIII's elder daughter, seized power and sought to restore Catholicism. Hundreds of Protestants were burned at the stake, earning her the nickname Bloody Mary. Mary's reign was short-lived and she died childless in 1558. The throne passed to her half-sister, Elizabeth. Gloriana, the golden age of Elizabeth I, Elizabeth I. Ascended to the throne in 1558, inheriting a divided kingdom. Her reign, known as the Golden Age, marked stability, prosperity, and cultural achievement. Elizabeth established a moderate form of Protestantism, the Elizabethan religious settlement. Her reign saw the defeat of the Spanish Armada, securing England's independence. Elizabeth's reign was a time of great cultural flowering, with writers like Shakespeare flourishing. Exploration and discovery flourished, laying the foundation for the British Empire. Elizabeth skillfully navigated European politics, securing her legacy as a beloved monarch. The end of an era. Elizabeth's legacy and the Elizabethan Twilight. As Elizabeth's reign drew to a close, the brilliance of the Elizabethan era began to fade. The aging queen was increasingly seen as a relic of a bygone age. Religious divisions resurfaced, and the threat of foreign invasion loomed. Elizabeth's final years were marked by melancholy and uncertainty. The execution of Mary, Queen of Scots, cast a pall over her reign. Despite challenges, Elizabeth remained a formidable figure. When Elizabeth I died in 1603, the Tudor dynasty came to an end. Her reign marked a golden age in English history, but her death ushered in a new chapter. A new dynasty dawns, James I and the Union of Crowns. The death of Elizabethan in 1603 marked the end of the Tudor dynasty. The crown passed to James VI of Scotland, uniting the crowns of England and Scotland. James inherited a kingdom grappling with religious divisions and new threats. Despite challenges, James's reign began with relative stability. He was a patron of the arts, overseeing the publication of the King James Bible. However, tensions simmered beneath the surface. James's belief in the divine right of kings alienated many in Parliament. These tensions set the stage for the tumultuous reign of his son, Charles I. The reign of Charles I set seeds of discord and the road to civil war. Charles I, who succeeded his father in 1625, lacked political acumen. He clashed with Parliament over taxation and governance, seeking to rule without them. His actions, seen as tyrannical, fueled growing discontent. Religious tensions escalated, with his marriage to a Catholic princess alarming Protestants. His attempts to impose high Anglican uniformity alienated Puritans. As the rift between Charles and Parliament widened, England drifted closer to civil war. Charles's attempts to arrest his opponents in Parliament sparked outrage, leading to conflict. A nation divided. The English Civil War and the rise of the Commonwealth. The English Civil War, which erupted in 1642, tore the nation apart. On one side stood the Royalists, loyal to Charles I. On the other stood the Parliamentarians, led by Oliver Cromwell. The war raged for 7 years, devastating the countryside and claiming thousands of lives. The Parliamentarians, bolstered by their alliance with Scotland, gradually turned the tide. With Charles I captured and the Royalist forces defeated, the monarchy was abolished in 1649. Charles I was executed, marking a turning point in English history. Section 4, the Interregnum, Oliver Cromwell and the Experiment of Republicanism. With the monarchy abolished, England established the Commonwealth of England. Oliver Cromwell emerged as the dominant figure, ruling as Lord Protector. Cromwell's rule was marked by both stability and turmoil. He ruthlessly crushed dissent and imposed strict Puritan morality. Despite his authoritarian tendencies, Cromwell implemented significant reforms. He promoted education and religious tolerance within Puritan beliefs. Cromwell's republic proved short-lived, lacking broad popular support. After his death, the republic crumbled without his iron hand to guide it. Section 5, Restoration, Charles II and the Return of the Monarchy. With the collapse of the Commonwealth and the death of Oliver Cromwell, England yearned for stability. In 1660, Charles II was invited back to England and restored to the throne. His return marked the beginning of a new chapter in English history. Known as the Merry Monarch, Charles was a shrewd and pragmatic ruler. He understood the balance of power between the Crown and Parliament. His reign saw a period of cultural flourishing, with theatres reopening and art thriving. The court's extravagance set the tone for a more relaxed era. However, Charles faced financial difficulties, the plague, and the Great Fire of London. Despite challenges, his reign marked a return to stability and the monarchy. The Hanoverian succession. A new era dawns. Queen Anne's death in 1714 ended the Stuart dynasty, ushering in the Hanoverian era. The Act of Settlement 1701 passed the crown to the House of Hanover. George I became the first Hanoverian king, ruling for over a century. His reign faced challenges, including the 1715 Jacobite rebellion. George I, a German prince, relied on his ministers. Despite instability, his reign marked peace and prosperity. Britain expanded its empire and engaged in lucrative trade. His reign saw the rise of the Prime Minister and political institutions. George II, who succeeded his father in 1727, continued many of the trends established during George I's reign. He too relied heavily on his ministers, particularly Robert Walpole, who is widely considered to be the first Prime Minister of Great Britain. Walpole, a skilled politician and pragmatist, effectively ran the government for over 2 decades, solidifying the role of the Prime Minister as the chief executive officer of the government. George II's reign was marked by continued economic growth and imperial expansion. Great Britain emerged victorious from the War of the Austrian Succession from 1740 to 1748 and gained significant territorial concessions in North America. However, the 7 Years' War from 1756 to 1763, a global conflict that pitted Great Britain against France and its allies, proved to be more costly and divisive. Despite the victory over France in the 7 Years' War, the conflict had strained British finances and sowed the seeds of discontent in the American colonies. The British government, saddled with war debt, sought to increase revenue from the colonies, leading to a series of unpopular tax measures that would ultimately spark the American Revolution. The reigns of George I and George II saw the consolidation of Hanoverian rule, the rise of the Prime Minister, and the continued growth of British power and influence. However, these reigns also witnessed the emergence of challenges that would test the monarchy and the empire in the latter half of the 18th century. George III ascended to the throne in 1760, determined to be an active ruler. The American Revolution erupted in 1775, fueled by British tax policies. The loss of the colonies and his mental health struggles led to a regency crisis. The death of Queen Victoria in 1901 marked the end of the Victorian era. Her son, Edward VII, ascended to the throne, ushering in the Edwardian era. Edward's reign saw social change, artistic innovation, and growing unease. He embraced a more relaxed and cosmopolitan style. Edward was known as the Uncle of Europe for his diplomacy. The women's suffrage movement gained momentum. The Labour Party emerged as a significant political force. Artistic movements like Art Nouveau and Impressionism flourished. Tensions with Germany grew, casting a shadow over the era. Edward VII's death in 1910 left the throne to George V. Section 2. Through tumultuous times, the Windsors and the World Wars. George V's reign from 1910 to 1936 was dominated by 2 world wars. The First World War, starting in 1914, tested the monarchy's role as a symbol of unity. George V, deeply patriotic, rose to the occasion. He rallied the nation, visiting troops and providing moral support. In 1917, he changed the royal family's name to Windsor. The First World War profoundly impacted British society. The monarchy emerged with its prestige intact. The rise of Nazi Germany in the 1930s led to another war in 1939. Queen Elizabeth II's enduring reign. Edward VIII's abdication thrust George VI onto the throne during a time of great uncertainty. George VI's quiet courage inspired the nation during World War II. Alongside Queen Elizabeth, he became a symbol of resistance. His wartime broadcasts resonated with the nation. The end of World War II marked a new era. Princess Elizabeth emerged as a symbol of hope. In 1952, she ascended the throne as Queen Elizabeth II. Her coronation marked the beginning of a transformative reign. Section 4. The Crown in Transition, Challenges and Transformations. Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the longest of any British monarch, has spanned a period of unprecedented change and upheaval, from the post-war austerity of the 1950s to the technological advancements of the 21st century. The Queen has witnessed a world transformed. Throughout it all, she has remained a steadfast and reassuring presence, adapting to changing times while upholding the traditions and values of the monarchy. The latter half of the 20th century brought about significant changes within the British Empire. The process of decolonization, which had begun after World War II, gained momentum, and former colonies gained their independence. Queen Elizabeth II embraced this transition, navigating the delicate path from an imperial power to a modern constitutional monarchy with grace and diplomacy. The Queen also faced personal and familial challenges during her reign. The divorces of 3 of her 4 children, most notably the highly publicized breakdown of Prince Charles's marriage to Princess Diana, tested the monarchy's popularity and raised questions about its relevance in a changing world. However, Queen Elizabeth II's unwavering commitment to duty, her ability to connect with people from all walks of life, and her quiet strength have endeared her to generations of Britons and earned her respect and admiration around the world. She has become a global icon, a symbol of continuity and stability in an increasingly uncertain world. The future of the monarchy, speculation and significance. As Queen Elizabeth II's reign enters its twilight years, questions about the future of the monarchy inevitably arise. The world has changed dramatically since she ascended to the throne, and the institution she represents faces challenges in a time of evolving social norms, economic uncertainty, and political polarization. The monarchy's future will likely depend on its ability to adapt to these changing times while upholding its core values of duty, service, and tradition. The next generation of royals, led by Prince Charles, will need to navigate these complexities, balancing a respect for the past with a willingness to embrace the future. The monarchy's enduring appeal lies in its ability to transcend the political fray, providing a sense of continuity and national identity in an increasingly fragmented world. The Queen's personal popularity, her unwavering commitment to duty, and her ability to connect with people from all walks of life have strengthened the monarchy's standing in the 21st century. Whether the monarchy can maintain this relevance in the years to come remains to be seen. However, its long and storied history, its ability to adapt and evolve, and its enduring symbolic power suggest that the British monarchy in some form will likely endure, a testament to its enduring appeal and its capacity to reflect and represent the changing face of Britain itself. The Crown's transformation from conquest to constitutional monarchy. The English monarchy's story is a testament to tradition, power, and historical forces. From the Norman conquest in 1066 to Queen Elizabeth II, the monarchy transformed remarkably. It weathered rebellions, religious upheaval, and political revolution, emerging resilient. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 cemented parliamentary supremacy, leading to a constitutional monarchy. The monarchy's relevance, tradition, symbolism, and the modern world. In the modern era, the British monarchy has transitioned from a position of direct political power to one of symbolic leadership and national identity. The reigns of the Hanoverian monarchs, followed by the Windsors, witnessed the rise of the Prime Minister and the evolution of a democratic system of government, in which the monarch's role became increasingly ceremonial. Yet despite this shift in power, the monarchy has retained its symbolic significance for many Britons. The crown represents a sense of continuity, stability, and tradition in a rapidly changing world. The Queen in particular has become a beloved and respected figure, embodying a sense of duty, service, and national pride. The monarchy's role in the 21st century is complex and multifaceted. It serves as a focal point for national celebrations, a symbol of British history and heritage, and a source of fascination for people around the world. The Queen's global travels, her participation in international events, and her role as head of the Commonwealth have helped to maintain Britain's global standing and promote soft power diplomacy. However, the monarchy also faces challenges in the modern world. The rise of Republican sentiment, fueled by concerns about the monarchy's cost, its perceived lack of accountability, and the occasional scandals that have plagued the royal family, has led some to question its continued relevance. An enduring legacy, the British monarchy, and the unfolding tapestry of time. The British monarchy has shown a remarkable ability to adapt and evolve. Its survival is a testament to its enduring appeal and capacity for reinvention. It has deep roots in the hearts and minds of the British people. The crown represents a shared history, a common heritage, and a sense of national identity. It embodies the values of duty, service, and tradition. The future of the monarchy will depend on navigating 21st century challenges. The next generation must connect with a younger, more diverse Britain, while upholding traditions and symbolism. The story of the English monarchy is an unfolding tapestry, woven with threads of ambition, love, tragedy, and triumph. Its future chapters yet to be revealed.